How are all of you today? It's Friday. It is a day for fun and just letting the wind out of your sails. Of course, I don't have too much wind to give, but taking a deep breath, saying, the week's done! The work week, for most of us. Now, I know I used to work as a nurse, so I know that people in the care industry, they're a lot of the frontline workers or the ones that are involved directly with the patients or clients or whatever you call them where you are, the people, they very seldom get a weekend off. Well, some do every other weekend. Some do one out of every so many weekends, depending on how they rotate the schedule. Some of them don't rotate the schedule at all, so they have the same 2 days off every week. So, at least that was my experience as a nurse. So, and a lot of times I worked evenings and nights. And that's why I was such a night person. I was a night owl. But here recently, I have become so much more of I've been waking up at 6:30. Most of the time 6 or 6:30. And I just get up because I can't go back to sleep. I take my meds, my first breakfast, the meds, and then I eat something. I do take a fistful of meds in the morning. If I get any more, we're going to have to get a much bigger. It's the trays, yeah, and they have different openings for different times and different days. Yeah, that thing. Morning and bedtime are my biggest handfuls. And sometimes I'll take it all at one time, in one gulp, but other times I'll take it, like two swallows. And Joe's like, how can you do that? And it's like, well, it took some practice. I was scared when I was a kid to swallow one pill, and it would always get stuck on the, you know how your tongue goes up against the roof of your mouth on the back? Have you ever had a really nasty tasting pill get stuck there? Oh, man. If you know anything about a steroid, they taste terrible. I'm on a maintenance dose of prednisone. It's a little pill. But I tell you what, if that thing decides to get stuck there, so I just take a really big swig of water and down it goes. So, once in a while I've had one decide to get over on the other side of my gums or teeth or under my tongue, and I've got to work at it. And so, isn't that fun to hear? I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep wearing these when I don't need them. I wore them for years, and they were getting stronger and stronger, and I started getting some really nasty cataracts because of the steroids. And so I had cataract surgery, so I don't have cataracts any longer. I don't even have I have implanted lenses, artificial lenses, which is basically just, I think, a little saline thing. But anyway, so the only time I really need them, because evidently it didn't fix my stigmatism, which has always been my biggest problem. So I do still need them for reading. But I keep forgetting. When I'm just out and around or when I'm watching TV or anything. My farsighted is great. In fact, all of my sight is great. It's just that on close up, reading or looking on the computer, a lot of time the print is small and it's not real well, you know, it's not very bold. On the computer you can okay, here we go. On the computer you can enlarge it. But the other problem is, and these are blue light. And the problem with wearing them when I'm watching you guys is it looks like a mirror or sunglasses, and it's not. They're clear lenses, but they take out the blue tint that my eyes are receiving from the computer screen or whatever other screen. And I don't know. But anyway, and that's another thing with reading stuff on the computer. I get messy with these glasses. Oh, the reason I really need them with the computer. That's where I was going. Tangent brain. The computer, after you look at it for just so long, those little bitty pixels that are flashing in there and all of that kind of stuff, because they're not just a constant. It's kind of like the TV. There's constant changes, even if it's just in the lighting, shadow, all of that stuff. When there's motion or when there's just, the pixelation or the pixels that are different colors, and they change different things. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not an expert on it, but yeah, it's not like a book where you're sitting and looking at a book and it's just print on page. You're looking at a screen that is emitting. It's emitting. What is it emitting? It's emitting an image made of pixels, and it's constantly changing. Lighting and stuff especially. I've lost a lot of monitors over the years on my laptops because there is the laptop, if you ever notice the hinge, because they have two little hinges on it. And I found out on the one I had before, I still got it, it's just very slow. But if that hinge cover comes off, you will see there is a wire going through there that connects the monitor to the keyboard. If that breaks or comes loose, there's no more monitor. I was going to read you guys some poetry, and Facebook has just messed me up so bad. I can't do anything about it right now because I'm talking to you, and you're more important. You're always important to me. Always, always, always. To me, this really does feel like Friday. For one thing, I'm having people over for supper tonight. It's my local 5%ers. There is, I'll put the link down in the comments so you can find it easier than going through the description. I have reduced the size of the description down to just click on the sites or whatever. But I'll just put it on a comment if I can keep this brain working. And that way you can just click on it and it will take you to that page. I do the welcome, and then he calls himself William Sylvanus on there. That is the name that he writes under. And he is a highly educated and a scholar. I mean, he talks in terms you can understand for the most part because he's been a minister. But he looks up and he studies things. Right now he's working on getting his PhD, and he's in his 70s, which I think is so commendable. I think it's wonderful. So I think just listen to one. Now he's a little slow to get started, and I think it's because of what he's using, to either the camera or maybe it's his laptop, and he's waiting for something to come on or show him that it's running. But so if he doesn't start talking right away, don't worry about it. He will. It won't be more than just a few seconds. Anyway, and he takes apart the preamble to the Constitution. He takes it apart and he defines it the way it's supposed to be defined. And he'll discuss trigger words or phrases that tend to upset people or get things going. People can misunderstand them. But mostly he talks about, and there's also a web page. Mostly he talks about what our mission is. And, well, I talk about that in the intro too. But I don't want to say too much about it here because it's a nonpartisan political thing trying to bring the two sides together to talk without the hate and anger. And that's it. We're totally nonpartisan. But anyway, I will put, if you are interested in looking at it, then I will put the link. Well, I will put the link. It's up to you if you go there. But I do a darn good intro. But I enjoy having these talks. I enjoy my swing. And I'm enjoying giving you a chance to just sit back and listen and relax. Not worry about the job. Do whatever you do for the weekend. But you know what? If it's planned for tomorrow, leave it till tomorrow. If you can. I mean, if it's someplace you got to drive to, that's different. But just concentrate on the driving for tonight, I guess. One of my squirrels came out to play. Oh, he's on the bird bath, but I don't think there's any water. It's dry. Poor thing. I think he kind of put his nose down and he didn't get any water. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Smile and wave at a neighbor or as somebody drives by. Whatever. Do the 2-finger or the 1-finger wave if you got the steering wheel. And stay off your phones when you're driving, please.